Jet Set Radio is a cult classic, largely regarded as one of the first video games to utilize cell shading. Its over-the-top, rebellious tone, complemented by phenomenal music, character and environment designs, and young energy set it apart from anything that was released in late 2000 to Western audiences. Inspired by Japanese youth culture of the late 90s, Ryuta Ueda and Masayoshi Kikuchi, with a team of around 20 people at Sega, set out to make a game that embodied the intrigues and interests of said culture. Bright colors, dancing, rock, hip-hop, exaggerated characters, American aesthetics like Western cartoons, and of course, graffiti. A little over 20 years later, and it's often still used as a point of reference by artists across the creative spectrum. Insomniac CEO Ted Price cited it as an influence during the development of Sunset Overdrive. Composer Mello has often paid homage to Jet Set Radio in his work, particularly his Memories of Tokyo To album. And while I can't find a reliable source that confirms JSR's influence over Air Gear, Hideki Naganuma, renowned for his musical contributions to Jet Set Radio, also provided some music for its anime adaptation. Jet Set Radio's influence ultimately culminates in its most successful spiritual successor, Rush Cyberfunk. Between JSR Future's poor financial performance and Sega's refusal at two separate proposals to produce another entry in the series, Team Reptile seemingly struck gold, filling a two-decade hole in the gaming scene. Positive reception to the periodic trailers and tweets made by Team Reptile only kept increasing the hype, and upon release, the game was everything JSR fans wanted it to be and more. In an interview with Pena, Team Reptile's game director, Dion Coster, elaborates on the development process of BRC. To paraphrase him a bit, BRC wasn't necessarily meant to be a spiritual successor, but more so a passion project to display his love for hip-hop. Dion has been a b-boy since he was 13, and his time as a breakdancer cemented his love for the culture. The aesthetics, the music, the vibes. His approach to adding music to the game was to choose tracks that he felt like you could dance to. He even posted a few videos of himself providing motion capture for the game. Plenty of tracks in the game contribute to BRC's tone in contrast to JSR. The electronic R&B vibes of You Can Say Hi by Soia and the upbeat nature of Light Switch by SkyBlew and Navo fit the kind of cultural vibes JSR doesn't quite one-to-one match. The adoration for hip-hop and street culture also seep into the character designs with phenomenal results. In another interview by DeAngelo Epps, Dion speaks on the process of creating characters for the game. He settled on a futuristic aesthetic to match the constant innovative nature of hip-hop, and elaborated on his means of adding black characters to BRC. To directly quote Dion here, "What I see a lot lately is companies going, okay, we've got to include lots of different people in our games. And while the intentions are usually good, you can feel like it's being made by people who haven't met those different people, and they end up falling into these stupid mistake traps, like them not giving black people light poems. Throughout my life, I've made so many friends of different cultures that I feel like I can normally create any type of person without doing them a disservice. People with different hairstyles, clothing styles, etc. I feel like that's a luxury that not many people have. In some cases, I will check with my friends a part of different cultures to make sure things are honest as well. It's good that games and different media are trying to include more black people in any setting, but I always wonder if it's really honest. If you get some office worker designing a crew of street people, it isn't going to feel like real people. The only solution is to get someone with real life experience in that to the design. This quote, I believe, displays why BRC performed so well. It's more than a game that happened to fill the shoes of a long-gone series. It's a passion project directed by someone with a palpable love for the culture he wants to share with the world. The tagging, dancing, skating, and music are all creative mediums Dion strongly cares for, and its authentic execution in BRC, I feel, is why it did so well. Rush Cyberfunk is Dion Coster's street culture symphony.